On Friday, December 24, 1784, Patrick Henry introduced into the Virginia House of Delegates a bill establishing a provision for teachers of the Christian religion. It emphasized that only competent teachers could correct the morals of men, restrain their vices, and preserve the peace of society. And Christian teachers were the best educators. If Henry's bill passed, it would have levied a yearly tax on property for their support. The Virginia Declaration of Rights, drafted primarily by George Mason and ratified in 1776, already included a provision for religious freedom. Article 16. James Madison, at the beginning of his public career, was able to shape the final language of Article 16, ensuring all men are equally entitled to the free exercise of religion, according to the dictates of conscience. Thomas Jefferson wrote the even more comprehensive Statute for Religious Freedom in 1777 and first introduced it in the House of Delegates in 1779, but it gained little traction. The introduction of Henry's assessment bill afforded Madison and Jefferson the opportunity to revive Jefferson's proposal.
Be it enacted by the General Assembly that no man shall be compelled to frequent or support any religious worship, place, or ministry whatsoever, nor shall be enforced, restrained, molested, or burdened in his body or goods, nor shall otherwise suffer on account of his religious opinions or belief, but that all men shall be free to profess, and by argument to maintain, their opinion in matters of religion, and that the same shall in no wise diminish, enlarge, or affect their civil capacities. Thomas Jefferson, Statute for Religious Freedom.
Madison spoke in the House against Henry's assessment bill, and, winning a few votes to his side, was able to put off a final vote on it until November 1785. He used this delay to write and circulate his anonymous Memorial and Remonstrance against Religious Assessments.
We hold it for a fundamental and undeniable truth that religion, or the duty which we owe to our Creator, and the manner of discharging it, can be directed only by reason and conviction, not by force or violence. The religion, then, of every man must be left to the conviction of every man, and it is the right of every man to exercise it as these may dictate. This right is in its nature an unalienable right. The opinions of men, depending only on the evidence contemplated by their own minds, cannot follow the dictates of other men. Finally, the equal right of every citizen to the free exercise of his religion, according to the dictates of conscience, is held by the same tenure with all our other rights. If we recur to its origin, it is equally the gift of nature. If we weigh its importance, it cannot be less dear to us. James Madison, Memorial and Remonstrance Against Religious Assessments, June 1785.
Madison's effort worked. There had been turnover in the House, and many of the assessment supporters had lost their seats, including Patrick Henry, who had been elected governor. Over 100 petitions about the assessment bill were delivered to the General Assembly. More than 90% were against it, and some petitions were simply printed and signed copies of the Memorial and Remonstrance. Madison was relieved and satisfied to have defeated Henry's assessment bill and ensured the passage of Jefferson's Statute for Religious Freedom.
The enacting clauses passed without a single alteration, and I flatter myself have, in this country, extinguished forever the ambitious hope of making laws for the human mind. James Madison to Thomas Jefferson, January 22, 1786.